Hey, I'm live. Hi, guys. I can't sleep, but I can at least art. So, yeah. Hopefully I'm gonna have. Maybe I'll be able to get a nap later on today. I am going to take a hot second here to punch my signal on the different channels. So my apologies, but hold on. Let me make this thing visible for you guys. That's not the page you want to see. That's the that is the key mana, the elemental key playmat that we're going to make today. This is the last page that's needed for me to publish this book. So just give me a hot second here to punch my signals, and we can discuss this quickly. And then I am going to just dive into the depths with y'all. So hold on real fast. Beep, beep, beep. Okay, that sounds good. And let's see. Let's go to twit. Let's twit. And then here. And then pub. And beep, beep, beep. We can skip that. And blurp, and blip, and blurp. Conceal that. Blurp. And now I get to punch this like 20 times. Hold on real quick. Here in a DMsGuild. And hang out with indestructible. Oh shit. Wrong one, buddy. Sorry. Where am I supposed to be? Self-promo. There, and we're hanging out with Dungeoneers Pack. Freaking great guy. Fry Minis does amazing coverage, and Classes and Constructs. Trevor has great MTG ideas, and Rich Mary does really cool design work. And that's all my channels that I like to hang out at on Discord. And we got this here, so I can have that step out of the way. And hey man, how you doing? Nice to see ya. I might put headset on and listen to some Sepultura, but for now we're doing our key playmat. So this is how this is going to work. I'll just flip around here for a minute. So you got your key pool, and so this is the design space that we need to work inside of and clean this up. It's similar to the mana playmat that's at the back end of the core mechanics book that I have linked down in my description below. But basically, a monk can have up to 20 key. So you can see they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Easily fits inside this space, and then once it gets burned, it easily fits inside this space until it gets recycled or gets regained with a short or long rest. So the space will accommodate. These are 1-inch tokens that I provide a sheet of when people download this, so they can cut them out if they want. I also load them up as JPEGs for people to use on Roll20. And once I get this thing finished, I do like the official walkthrough for the product description page. Then I'll use Roll20 so you can see how you can manipulate it. But yeah, just to quickly look at how this thing works. You've got your mana. I'm sorry, your key, whatever. Hold on, get here. So you got your pieces, and so you've got your key hanging out in the key pool. In this particular, we've got one of, well, you wouldn't have all 5. You would either use color mana using red, green, and blue, or you would use 4 elements using earth, air, wind, and fire, and water. So you choose one of the 2 paradigms. But when you do, you got your keys hanging out. If you're going to sustain an ability that requires concentration, then you would click it into place because it's tapped. And some abilities can untap and you can recycle the mana and gain it back. But others that when you finish the ability, it burns. things that are instant effects, like a water whip, for example, requires that is a 2-key power or a 2-key discipline. So you wouldn't be able to cast it or use it at all until your 5th level because you're a half caster. But once you do, you'd be able to. Let's see, copy, paste here, and here you then drop it into 1-2. So there you go. What I'll also need to do is blip, and then blip, and then here, and then here. I'll need to build like a thing here that's like like 9, and then another one. It's like duplicate and here, and then duplicate. And this would be, what would this be? 13, and then duplicate this layer here. This one would be 17. So, and then this one is 5. So you have your little pips in place that I'll have here as little drop-ins, and yeah, no kidding. It's yeah, I did it with the 5 color mana spell point system that I have on DMsGuild as well. I have all the tokens up there, and then I'll be able to add these, as I'll add it to the bundle so everyone can get a discount and just pick this up. But yeah, so when you have these, let's take this, and this. We'll push it to the front. There, so they're sitting up front. So yeah, if you're going to use Water Whip, it's 2-key. So you would drop those into blup blup. And then because Water Whip is an instant effect, it's not sustained. Since it's an instant effect, it would just burn. It would just immediately burn. There you go. And then when you take your short rest or your long rest, you recover the mana, and then you just bring it up into your color pool. So if you're doing a VTT, this is a really fun one. I actually, on my core mechanics page, I actually have I guest DM'd a 6-hour playtest in 2 separate 3-hour sessions of a team of 4 6th level characters using my color mechanic or my tapping mechanics to play just a one-shot adventure in 2 sessions, a 2-shot adventure. But so when I built that, I had a virtual tabletop page. I had one page for the mana playmats, and then I had another page for the active playing screens. So the players were logged into both of them, and when they logged into their mana page, they would be able to move. They were all tokens in the virtual tabletop space, and the tokens were the size of 1 square. And then the page was calibrated to automatically fit on the page of Roll20. I use Roll20, but you can do it with any VTT. Just got to resize it. So then while they were playing, they could hop screens. They could be on screen to do combat stuff. And then whenever they're tapping stuff, they could hop screen. They could push their mana around and to lock thing, to tap or to burn mana. And so they always knew how much mana they had without having to do any math. They can just push the tokens around. So that's the skinny of it. But yeah, the mechanics are you either there's tap, untap, and burn, and of course elemental key also introduces the idea of locking, which is normally you would tap something and it's concentration. So if you lose concentration, it burns. And some effects, if you take an action to dismiss it, some of them allow you to refund the mana key, so you can get it back. And that's something that monks actually really need a lot because they're so mana starved. So it's a fun little perk that you can provide. But there's also locking. So let me duplicate that layer. And locking is when you are when you lock key, it means that you effectively lower your spellcasting level by 1 for every point of ki that you lock. But while it's locked, you can't lose concentration on it, and it can't. It can't be disrupted. It can be dispelled if it's one of those type of effects. But you are reducing your effective casting level to guarantee that you don't lose the effect that you are sustaining, and it's only self only. Like for example, what's one of the ones that they have? Fly, for instance. Fly costs 3 ki. You have to be 9th level to cast it. You could lock Fly, and while it's locked, you couldn't lose concentration, but you also can't do anything else that requires ki because all of your ki, all your channels are locked. So it's a neat little idea, and I've been using it in my own personal playtesting for a while now, like a few months, and it's not often used unless the team wants to just make sure that they don't get screwed up. So it's fun stuff you can do with mana when it's not just a binary on off, burn or not burn. It's there's a lot of things that you can do with mana in general using tap untap mechanics, and this is just an ad hoc. But yeah, it'd be locked. So if you duplicate that, so if you're going to do Fly, you would 1, 2, 3. You would lock your mana, and now if you wanted to cast something, if you wanted to use ki for something, you can't, because it's locked, and you're not 13th level yet, or 17th level, so you don't have these channels that are open. So until you remove your locks, when you remove your locks, bloop, then whatever mana you were using to cast a spell like Fly is an air spell. Duh. So you'd be here and here, like you could tap 1 air because it's an air discipline, and then the other 2 mana don't matter. But if you untap the mana, the only mana, because it's an air discipline, when you dismiss it, you could refund the air, but you'll automatically burn the water. So if you want to be the avatar and have all 4 elements working for you, you're going to have to diversify your pool so you've got all the elements in it. But that also means that if you're using abilities, you're going to end up burning a lot of it as you go through. But if you want to hyper focus, if you just want to be an airbender only, then you're going to have a lot less discipline choices for you to select from. But you're also going to be able to refund stuff more easily. But it costs an action for you to untap. Like you cast an ability as an action, and then it does whatever. And assuming that it doesn't get this, like Clinch of the North Wind is an air is an air discipline. It's a hold person, and hold person is a great example because if somebody makes their saving throw, it ends the effect. If your concentration is disrupted, it ends the effect. And if the opponent dies, the effect ends. And so in any of those circumstances, the mana automatically burns, and you don't get to refund any of it. But if the opponent is still alive, and then a later turn after you've cast it, if you want to spend your action to free him of his of being paralyzed before he frees himself or he's killed, then you can refund 1 or more of the mana, depending on how many you have locked. So yeah, it's the tap mechanics are super cool. It works. This is part of the rebuild project that I have for core mechanics. Core mechanics used to be a lot more simple than this, but after using it for a few years, it has a lot more. There's a lot more I've found that we can do with it, and there's a lot of how do you put it? There's checks and balances in the system to make sure that it doesn't. It's not OP. One of the original ideas about untapping was it didn't cost anything to untap, and that was just too powerful. It was just because like you could activate something, let it do damage, like wall of fire. You could summon a wall of fire, hurt somebody with it, and then at the end of the turn you dismiss it. So you're basically getting free damage that's more than cantrip damage. If it was the same scale as cantrip damage, and honestly it wouldn't matter, because you'd be using like a high-level spell as a cantrip. So because you untap it, it's effectively free, like a cantrip is. But too many spells outscale cantrip damage, or the effects are too strong. So by making it cost an action, you have to choose to either protect your mana pool and get your stuff back, or continue attacking and defeating the enemy or solving the problem that you're faced with, and risk sacrificing your mana because it could be disrupted. So it's a fun balancing tool, and it's pretty unique because you can't really do it with just normal spell slots. I mean, you could just say first level spell slot, second level spell slot, third level spell slot, fourth level spell slot, whatever. But you want to have that granularity so that you can do things, because like if you just like have tap untap and the entire fifth level spell slot is untapped because it's an air spell and you're an airbender, then that's not balanced. By having the spell points in there, it makes it granular, so you have to make choices about what your mana pool is versus how you can regain your resources. And of course, full casters, they can't do it for 6th level or 9th level through 9th level spells, only for 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and they can only untap at the same scale of 2nd level, 5th level, 9th level, 13th level, 17th. So if you're a 17th level wizard, you can untap a 5th level spell. But if you're a 16th level wizard, you would only be able to untap up to 4 mana, assuming that you put 4, like you'd have to put 4 red mana into casting Fireball to be able to refund. Well, Fireball is not a good example because that's an instant. But like Fire Shield, for example, is a 4th level red spell. So if you tapped 4 red mana to activate Fire Shield, then on a later round you could spend an action to untap it. So like if you kill all your enemies and you won the fight, if you have the opportunity to refund some of that mana, then looking at having 8 encounters a day like Wizards of the Coast expects you to starts to actually look a little bit more reasonable, because your team has the resources to continue wanting to move forward. It's a really interesting risk-reward system that my Ranger, my Druid, and the Arcane Trickster that I have in my weekly game enjoy. So anyway, yeah, so that's enough yammering. That's basically how the system works, and thanks for letting me practice that, because when I actually finish this and I start going through the PDF and I build the page, then I'm going to be able to need to speak that eloquently, and hopefully I don't know how I can realistically make a script of that without me looking weird, because I'm blind. So if I'm reading something, you can see my head moving around. So I have to do it spontaneously for it to be natural, and that's just a train wreck. So anyway, I'm gonna stop yammering now, and just get into this. So I'm gonna fade this out so it's in the background. I also want to rearrange how things are sitting here. I like the circles. That's good. Thank you. And so when I put this when I drop this into Word, I'll be able to build little boxes and like use I think I'm using the Roboto font to create numbers. So then I'll be able to create a separate number. This will be like a 24-point font. So I'll be able to drop, and then all this text will be able to be the same. So all I really need to do right now is build the structure. And I know that, let's see. What is the size I want to use? This is the advertising page. That's the last page of the book. And then when I drop it into Word, I'll build a hyperlink on top of each one of these pictures. So when you click it, it'll take you to that product on the DMsGuild. But I'm looking at the size of that text, and it fits in this column. But I want to go with key play mat. I think I want to fade that out a bit. So that is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to come down here, and actually I want to finish building the frames for this, so I'm going to make that disappear. I'm going to come down here to my frames, and I'm going to here, and how do I have this built? I've got that, so I want to conceal that, and I want to no, this should work. So I can come here and I can free transform and I can flip horizontal and I can, yeah, I should be able to just line this up. So this will take a little while. This is the job. It's so boring. You know what's really boring is hyperlinking everything inside the document, like the table of contents leading to the specific pages and stuff. I don't think I'm going to bore anybody with that content. I actually did a lot of the stringing. I call it stringing. I did a lot of the stringing last night while I was listening to the Terran's channel when he was working on his Runekeeper. He streamed for 10 hours yesterday. It was ridiculous. But that should be fine like that. And let's see. So there's my frames. Good. And let's see. I'll have my brain is parsing. I'll blank that out. This is a lot less eloquent for me to do. Eloquent's not the right word. I am far less agile at doing graphic design than I am at doing artwork. But I just want to make sure Ella. Mental key. Do I want to do that? Maybe I just want to, maybe I don't want to call it playmat. Maybe I just want to, I just want to call it elemental key. I don't know. Elemental key tracking sheet. I don't know. Does that sound intuitive? Elemental key tracking sheet? That sounds kind of clumsy to me. Key tracking sheet? Nah. I want to have... I could just go with... in core mechanics, it's called mana playmat. So I could just go with key playmat. That might work. Let's see. All my stuff is full preview and flowchart. That's what I called it. Mana flowchart, key flowchart. That's probably what I should call it. Oh yeah, right. Because flow. That's. Oh man, I need coffee like desperately. Oh my god. I got 3 hours of sleep last night because my brain won't stop firing. As soon as this thing is done, I get to finish my character art commission that I'm working on. But then I am so excited to start building Strixhaven characters out of this. Because like Lorehold has white-red energy, so I could build a red elemental that only works with earth, like moving earth and digging things up. And then he gets the Strixhaven spell list added, and he can cast it using red mana. And then Witherbloom is black-green, so you can pick up all the Witherbloom spells and use green mana to cast those. So you could choose Withergreen spells, Witherbloom spells instead of elemental disciplines to add to your list. Same thing with Prismari is blue red, so that one's obvious. Let's see, Quandrix is white green, so you can add all the Quandrix spells, and then you can pick up the mascots as well. So using this system, you can very realistically have Strixhaven monks running around. They'd get scholarships to be on the whatever hell the game is that they play. But once this is done, some of my quote unquote stream design time will be building different monks of the Strixhaven schools, seeing how you integrate their spell list into the build, and how you can use mascots in combination with your disciplines to build a team to compete. So that's just one of the things that you can do when you start using color mana on your characters, whether you're using the 5 color mana spell point variant rules or you're using elemental key. They both work perfectly fine. So I think I can make the font as big as the space here. That should actually, because I can like have it like the same height as I got going there. So that will inform the size of font, which will probably be a 28-point font. So I might be able to use the here. I'll show you the cover. Elemental key, interior, background, pose, cover. Here we go. Here's the cover. So I made that font, and then this is this is how it sits. So you got the blue, and you got the red, and you got the green, and then you got the forest surrounding it. And you got, I think it looks kind of cool. So it's pretty basic in comparison to like some of my more ornate painted covers, but I'm pretty happy with that. So this font, let's see, key FL. I'll have to make an O. I'll have to make a W, and then There's no C. FLOWC. And then I don't have an HAR. I might just. I don't want to. I made all these by hand, so I don't want to build anything new. So, oh, thank you. I'm glad. It does. I mean, does it like? Yeah, the graphics of it is really simple graphics, but I hopefully it'll stir interest. Like, what's up with the 5 elements, and then hopefully that'll lead people into it, and of course then you've got the intro page, which is got the table of contents, and then I have it structured like this. So you got the 4 elemental key, and then you got the 3 color key. So you're differentiating between what these things are supposed to be for. So hopefully that's logical enough for people to grok. And but honestly, if I've already lost them at this point, then chances are they're not going to enjoy the rest of the book. So that's how. I'm sorry, I'm yammering. I'm exhausted. I only got 3 hours of sleep, so I am just like yammer patrol. I am going to be so worthless today. I'm hoping that my energy burns out at some point. I can pass out on the couch. I'm on vacation till I'm on vacation today. This is the holiday, so. And then I have a dinner with friends later on tonight. Me and my gal, and that's going to be super cool. They got a new property nearby, so it's really easy for us to get to them, and that's going to be really, really fun. But so I know what I'm doing with the flowchart there, but what I need to do now is start just doing some elements. I need to be building some graphic elements. So let's see how that's gonna jive. I'm gonna leave the dots there. More dots. I'm gonna just call that one dots. Dots. And I'm going to lock them dots so I know it's something I'm done with. And then there. I'm gonna take a moment here to rest on that. Are you kidding me? Hell yes. This is my dream job. Every time I get to go on vacation, and I spend like 3 or 4 hours a day doing this. So it's not like I want to do it. I have to. I literally could not sleep because my brain is on fire about building this. So I get to sleep when the muse lets me sleep. I don't get to do it otherwise. So, yep. I mean, I've got a day job, so this is vacation from my day job. Just vacation from my day job. Lock that down. I may or may not end up keeping that. I like it though. I think I will. Yeah. And then Why are you not doing what I want you to do? Oh, because I'm going to have to save it, and then I'm going to have to... It looks like Photoshop is crashing, so I'm going to have to relaunch it. Copy time. There we go. Good. It's pretty sloppy when you get close to it, so I try not to get too close to it. Up that. That should do. Yeah, I take vacation specifically to work. If I want to if I'm in the last day of getting a project, like if I want to release a product on Monday, I will often take that day off. So if there's anything that goes weird, I'm not stealing from my employer to do my personal projects, and I have a union job, so I've got plenty of vacation. And once I hit like 200 hours of vacation time, it caps. So at that point, I have to burn vacation time. Otherwise, I'm basically working for free, as it were. I'm not accumulating benefits anymore. They're like, you have to go on vacation. Get the hell out of here. It's a great way to assure that we don't burn out. And so that's something I appreciate about. I'm going to fade this out. And I am brushing 200 hours right now, so it's I'm going to be streaming a lot this upcoming week between the 26th and 27th, the 27th and New Year. And then I will be playtesting an 8th level Eberron adventure with some of Terran's crew over on the Indestructible Discord channel. They're taking their playtests. They're going to use me playtesting my adventure as an opportunity for them to playtest their new character and subclass builds. So they get to see how they work live in the field, and I get to see. I don't care about the power level because you can always scale power. I want to see the decision making, the logic paths that they follow to go through the adventure. So I don't care if their stuff is overtuned and they're still working on it, or if they have clunky mechanics that they're still trying to resolve. Doesn't matter to me at all. I just want to see what their decision making process is to move from point A to point B throughout the adventure. So this will be the 4th playtest I've done, and this is the 2nd group that I've done it. Like, the way I build adventures is they're broken into acts, and some acts have like choose your own, like have pick a path. Like you can go down, like you can take this path, this route to get through the dungeon this way, or you can go through the dungeon this way. and different play tests I'll have go down different paths in the acts. Like some acts is like, if you want to make this a one shot, skip act 1 and 3. Here's how, and focus all your attention on act 2 and 4. Or if you want to draw this out to be a longer campaign, add in this content in act 1 and 2 to help spread out the feel of it and make it span, make them take a long rest to make it span out. So when the product gets released, it'll be more of like an adventure toolkit than like a linear, like go down this path and do this thing. Like there's 6 different hooks that lead you into the adventure. Like there's 6 logic. Like here's 6 examples of different organizations in Eberron that would want you to be on this adventure. And then during the course of the adventure, there's different keyframes that are like hard baked into the adventure. And when you get to those points, depending on which hook you took, will depend on who's there. So you'll be interacting with your hook at least at 2, sometimes 3 points during the course of the adventure to really drive home, this is why you're here, this is why you're doing this, this is what your objectives are. And when you get to those keyframes, it helps reinforce that you're on the right path, and the encounter will drive you further into the narrative that the DM has chosen to hook you into it. So yeah, I'm actually building I'm building a adventure design toolkit that basically that like provides a frame to build that kind of an adventure. So like people that are and it's built specifically in Eberron. So it's got huge homage to the Eberron campaign setting. Eberron's really popular in DMsGuild. So it should do well monetarily and you know, just getting builds. But beyond that, it's people that are like, I don't know how to get into this. I mean, I've been DMing for 30 years. And so this is the kind of decision making that I go through when I build adventures for my campaigns. And I run campaigns from level 1 to 20 in roughly 180 to 200 hours. So like roughly 10 hours per level will take you from first level through 20th level and then retire and then start a new campaign. And I'm currently going through my 4th campaign. Yeah, my 4th campaign in 5th edition in Eberron specifically. And they are level 14 now. And they'll be pushing through, they've got, you know, like another 50 hours of the content and they should be done with the campaign. And then we'll start something new. So I'm always thinking about what's your scale, how are we moving through it. So, and if I can provide some insights on how to do that and help other people get into it. Of course, the entire thing will be free to read, but it's going to have like a bunch of random charts and stuff. And so it'll be a really fun reference document, and it'll be a really fun way to like random up, like you can just make random elements and then build an adventure out of the random elements. And so once that's built, I'll be able to come on stream and just roll some dice and build and have random elements thrown together. And it's like, oh, let's build a random adventure. And then I can like walk through the creative process of what that might look like. And then I can build like little one-shots and stuff like that live on stream from the random toolkit in the Eberron setting. That's like when I build things for DMsGuild, I try not to think about, I started off, but I evolved out of it. So now the way that I think is when I build since it's DMsGuild, the Wizards owns it. So it has limited use to me overall. So if I build a toolkit, I can then take that toolkit and I can build a Patreon and a live stream out of iterations. I can build a Prismari elemental monk, and that looks pretty damn good. I can build an elemental monk, and then I can build that on stream, and I can then choose, do I want to actually put this on DMsGuild or not? And if I don't think it's going, if I think it's too niche, like the Packs and Patrons of Ravnica was a book that I led that converted the 10 guilds into otherworldly patrons. And if you want to play, if you want to be a guild mage, you're a warlock, and your patron is your guild. So there's 10 patrons. There's 5 unique pack boons that are kind of keyed off, that are built with color in mind, like a white pact, a green pact, etc. But it's not that literal. It's just thematic, and then you can, depending on what colors you choose as a spell point warlock, you can curve into the kind of what pact you might want to have. And there's like 30 invocations that are MTG themed, but it's so niche that it has a hard time selling. So what that taught me is that you can't dive too deep into content build and sell it on the DMsGuild, because it won't sell. It's too niche. So what you have to do instead is build toolkits on the DMsGuild for people to purchase, and then, oh crap, it locked up again. I'm gonna have to reboot it. Once it gets done saving, I'm gonna have to relaunch it, unless it wakes up. But yeah, you build toolkits and put those on DMsGuild as things that you can do, and then you take what you can do with it and you export that into your own private build. Because if you make everything that you do 100% preview, then everyone can see what you're talking about, and then they're like, oh yeah, I'm totally motivated to buy this product now, even though I can read all of it. You know, some people will and some people won't buy it, but it doesn't seem to impact my sales at all. So it's you provide for the masses, and then the masses will do with it whatever. You know, if it resonates, you'll find your crowd, and if it resonates with them, then carry on. So anyway, I'm yammering a lot, but I'm building, so that's kind of the job. That's why I stream, right? So I can yammer while I paint. I'm so tired. I'm just yammer. But yeah, building toolkits is awesome. So like once I get all the mana, all the mana mechanics I want to get done, all 13 classes will have color mana options, and then from there I can just convert MTG cards into characters, and I can make those Patreon things like, hey, what do you want me to build, a Golgari Druid next, or do you want me to build an Eero Priest next? You know, whatever. So, or since it'll be a Patreon, do you want me to build a core, like in Zendikar? Do you want me to build a core monk, like a core cliff runner? That'll be like a monk fighter build that's using white and green mana. I can do that, and I don't have to put it on DMsGuild. And since Zendikar is not an approved setting for DMsGuild, I couldn't anyway. But I have the mana mechanics in place, so I can literally take any card. I could do a deep dive into Kaldheim Dwarves, and I could build like a dwarf forge smiths, and like make like a cleric of the forge using red and white mana specifically. And since the tools will be free to view, you can see, oh, he's on page 13, 17, and 34. That's where he's pulling these resources from, and that's how he's making this build. So that's the thought process behind it. Fair enough, and thanks for the encouragement. So I've got my frame built there. That feels right. So I can take all these and I can plant those. I think I'm going to build a Dunzo file. Gonna unlock those. Dunzo. And then I'll lock that. And then when I build something, when I'm working new, I'll work above the Dunzo line. So what all do I need here? I've got my frames in place. So what I need to do is I need to have total amount of mana, level, and then mana. It's pretty simple. I don't have to do a lot. So I just it's got to look good. So I got to make sure that the font size is appropriate, so that when I go into Photoshop, I can get fonts that'll fit with it, and then I just got to build the frame to drop the text into, and I will do that offline. So let's see. Oh yeah, that's huge. That's plenty. And there's even, yeah, plenty of space. So let's see. Do something like that. Why is that off? Jeez. I am thinking about switching to Krita. I don't know anything about the program yet, but I bought a tablet. My gal's I don't like having my back turned to my gal when I'm working on art, and I love to sketch, just like sketch. So I got a tablet, and Krita is apparently a free program that is apparently highly reputable. And so I'm going to look at downloading that, so that when, like, my gal watches Netflix, or like when we watch a show or whatever, my gal will often, play Farmville or whatever, and so I want to have something that I can play too. And so I get a tablet, so I can just do sketches, or I can like jot down notes and stuff, so that I'm not pinned to my computer. And when I get done with a sketch, I can just save it and then export it to my production computer here, and then just dive into it further. When I can like do like a lot of the brushes I use have like a spin function that that requires my Wacom tablet. And I won't have my Wacom tablet. Like, I'm not gonna buy a Cintiq so I can crash on the couch. I'm not gonna buy a full production computer like a workstation computer just to sit on the couch and just throw sketches around. That's ridiculous. That a tablet should be plenty. Level, that should do. Oh yeah, that's plenty of space for someone to write their level. So let me work on this and clean this up. Let's see. I'm gonna drop that down. select, and then modify contract by 25. Perfect. Too thick. See, I got this spin brush, so when I use my Wacom, I can the pen I have allows me to rotate my pen so that the brushes that I use can hit the right angles that I want. I am not a technical precision type. I'm more of an organic sloppy artist, which is just, I know that's just an excuse for me not getting better. I'm quote unquote leaning into the style, which is BS. It's just I'm just a horrible artist. I mean, let's just be perfectly honest. This is some shite work. I am a shod. But luckily, I will probably live into my 70s unless God decides to take me away sooner, in which case I won't care anymore. I like to think in heaven, artists get to see everything they could have ever possibly made. And it inspires them to come back and do it again. It's like, oh, that piece is awesome. Like they pick a menu of completed products that they get to line up. And then when they're born, they have like this thing encoded inside them that says you're going to produce these pieces. And that's where the muse comes from. It's a thing that just compels them to complete the image that they saw in heaven before they were born. It's like, you're coming to this planet to produce this thing. It's like, get me there. And so you get to go through all your incarnations, and you're not done until you complete all your work. So you keep going back to all these different alternate realities where you chose a different path to create different things. And when you're finally done with all the things, you get to pick a new thing. Like I'll become, like, another lifetime I'm a sculptor, and I have all these things I want to produce, and then I go through a billion different iterations of me creating all these different works. That's, I don't know, that's kind of poetic, but that's the kind of thing that it keeps me going, and it keeps me from not regretting that I'll never finish everything I want to finish. Honestly, it's kind of self-serving in that sense. I don't know. That's kind of technical. It's that I'm having issues with that node. Like that circle doesn't serve any purpose, and it's too artificer, it's too mechanical. I'm fine with this over here, this notch, but I don't think I'm content with this. So I'm going to end up swapping that out, but not until clockwise. So that should give folks plenty of space, like, you know, level 20. It's really big. So I'm super blind, so I need things big like that. That's how I roll. But and there still should be, assuming that there's still plenty of space on here. Yep. So that's good. So that's legit. So that's your level, and then. But I can always come back and I can adjust these lines, these vertical lines here. But I can leave that box in place. So let's see. How do I want to do level, and then yeah, so I can drop those in there. No, I don't need to yet. What I can do is take this entire, I should be able to take this entire frame. Ooh, that might be a good idea. Let's see what that does. Hold on. Here. Skip that. Here. Yeah. Duplicate those layers, and then let's slide. All right, I see the fault in my way now. Yeah, that's pretty fun. I can do that. Yes. this is the job. Yeah. This book is totally not going to sell like anything, but like it's so niche. It is so ridiculously niche. It will never sell. But I'm not really doing it so much for the sales as I am to build the headspace where this thing can exist in the first place. So it's if you understand what its purpose is, it doesn't really matter how well it sells. Like core mechanics, it's only an Electrum seller, so it's like up to like 370 sales or something like that, and it's been on the market for like a year, like 2 years now, and I love seeing it sell. Don't get me wrong there, but again, the real goal is to build a language to be able to talk about converting MTG cards. That's what its actual purpose is. So ultimately, if it doesn't sell anything, it doesn't matter because you can read it for free anyway. And it's just that I'm the only guy that's working on it. So it's a colossal effort to build all these mechanics, test them out, make sure that they work, and then to be able to actually build them. And then once they're built, then I can actually start talking about what they're for, and which is to redesign MTG cards. So, but it's worth the pain to get the job done. And I'm about maybe a year or so out from having all those mechanics actually built. So I'm pretty excited about that. But since I know what it's for, I know, like I said, I build toolkits. I don't build products. I build toolkits to then produce products. So, and the actual product is this conversation. And it took me a long time to get to this place, but I'm here now, and I'm starting it. So this is technically day one of me doing the actual job, which is building a conversation with other people that are interested in more complex spell point mechanics to use in 5e that makes the game still work. Because there is an audience that exists for that. It's just that they get no attention. So it's kind of scattered. I'm going to call this total key. It doesn't have to look good, it just has to get done. Right now, that's all the job is right now. Yeah, and I can go back in and I can adjust these. Once I actually put the font in, I'll know where that line needs to be. But it's like level 20 key. Pretty. I mean, it's redundant, but it's thorough. Oh, you're making dough? My wife wants to make biscuits. She's planning on making scratch biscuits tomorrow while we hang out and watch Expanse and finish up Hawkeye and there's like a list of Christmas movies that she wants to have playing on TV. So, yeah, that's awesome. What do you? Are you making are you making like bread or what do you got going on? All right, next up I need to move my dots. More dots, more dots, more dots. Move my dots. Move the dots. More dots, more dots, more dots. I don't know how much space I'm gonna need. So yeah, because I want to have tap lock here, the arrows, and then burn, and then untap. I need to have those arrows. This is actually like halfway done. So this is coming along. Dots. Wow, this is moving so much faster than I thought it was going to. I might actually be able to do explanation videos today. That would be crazy. I will probably save explanation videos till Monday. But if I get them today, or maybe, who knows? So I think dots. Contemplating. Please wait. Boom. Bio break. BRB. Because I'm exhausted. Okay, we are back. Let's get into it. There. So let's see. Underline. I don't know what babka are. I feel like I should, though. I'm going to internet that. Babka. Ooh, oh my god, that looks amazing. Holy Hannah, have you done this before? Oh, so it's like you stretch it out thin and you smear on the chocolate and then you flump it over, so it rolls up. I think I've seen British bakers do this before. God, that looks super good. No kidding. Wicked. That's super cool. Nice. Yeah. There's this YouTube channel called Screen Rants by this guy named Ryan George, and he plays the role of two people, a screenwriter and a movie producer, and he tries to sell a movie that's already in the theater, and he just makes fun of how dumb it is, but the producer is so greedy that all the writer has to do is just convince him that he'll make money by doing stupid things. And he's like, "Oh yeah, okay." It's so funny. It's so funny. Like Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone was super funny, and his take on the second Venom movie was hilarious. So funny. Cannot recommend his channel enough. He's got hundreds of reviews, or pitches that he's done. They're called movie pitches. So funny. He's got like 8 or 9 catchphrases that he uses in every one of them, and it's like after you watch like 3 or 4 of them, like he keeps saying the same things. Like he's spouting the same thing to the producer all the time, and he keeps falling for it. It's like Wile E. Coyote. It's so funny. It's so funny. Cannot recommend it. Screen Rants. Cannot recommend enough. So funny. We're just gonna duplicate, and then we're gonna transform equals flip horizontal. Well, that's kind of cool looking. I'm going to This is the job. This is the job. Just do the job. I am really looking forward to building out Strixhaven monks. That is going to be so cool. Like, Strixhaven was announced before I began working on the artwork for Elemental Key. I had already been working on the mechanics for it for quite some time. This actually curves into a broader piece. Like this is a tear out, quote unquote, tear out piece, a chunk of the martial mechanics, the martial powers book that I'm building, which basically gives color mana to all the martial classes, including barbarian, for them to do stuff with. And when they announced Strixhaven, and we realized that there wasn't going to be any kind of martial representation at all, but there was Mage Tower. That's the name of the sport. But then we had Mage Tower, and of course I've seen the Mage Tower Stadium in the MTG card set. I knew that I would be looking at adding martials as Mage Tower is as the reason why marshals would be at Strixhaven, like at all. So I've been excited to get this book done so I can start having that conversation about building monks using the Strixhaven colors. So I am really excited that this is almost done so that I can burn some brain cycles on talking about this stuff as my weekly rants. I'll probably end up doing a weekly rant. I don't know how this is turning out. That looks horrible. Only have to do one side good because I can just duplicate and flip it. So when I build symmetry like this, I'll often do layers. Like I'll build one that's kind of crappy, and then I'll clean up half of it, and then I'll duplicate and flip it, and then if it needs to be further refined, I can further refine it that way. It's an easier way to work than trying to be a perfectionist and like doing it by hand on both sides. It's just all you gotta do is get it right once. I'm interested in Strixhaven lessons. I think I've mentioned them before on my stream, but lessons are cards in MTG that are colorless, and some cards that you play allow you to learn a lesson. So lessons are a particular type of card that are colorless that any school can cast. And they have limited effects. Like sometimes they banish cards or flicker them. Some of them pull lands into your hand. So I want to take some time and look at all the lessons and build those as colorless mana colorless mana. Maybe not effects. I'm thinking maybe feats that let you spend a mana of any color, so they're not like, maybe they're spells, maybe they're not. I'm still weighing out the mechanics. I was originally thinking like they'd be sorcery, meta magics, but that's too limiting. So I'm thinking feats instead. But then there's the sorcery meta magic feat that they offered in Tasha, so that you can gain sorcery points. So, and then I think you like get to choose a meta magic with it. So I could actually build lessons as meta magic feats that you would acquire. But I want to spend some time, and I might do that on stream as like a weekly rant, to start looking at what the different lessons are, and how they might convert into color spell point usages for 5e. I'm still working on it. It's an idea, but I really haven't invested any time yet in it. But there's that. Strixhaven has interesting mechanics overall, so I like the cut of its jib, as it were. I'm also interested in Blood from Innistrad, building blood mechanics. That is a very half-baked idea that's going to need some time to cook right, but it's calling to me. I know it's going to be a thing. I just don't know what that thing is going to be. Let's be bold, like an American. Merge those layers. Sorry, Lana Del Rey reference there. I love a lot of her music. Huh. That's not syncing up the way that I thought it was going to. Let's do it this way. Let's be a little more calculated in my actions. We'll do it like that. And now we'll duplicate this. Oh, crick. How? Why? There we go. I can tell I'm tired because I'm leaning in like crazy. That's my tell. Yeah, it feels pretty good. Sorry, there's a conversation going about the dinner party that we're going to tonight, and my gal makes some amazing dishes, and we got invited because they have so much food that they're like, we need someone to help us eat all this food. So I was like, should I make this dish? And they're like, no, but yes, but no, but yes, yes, yes. So funny. So funny. There, that feels pretty good. That's a nice little arrow. So now let's move that arrow into position. Yeah, that should be sufficient. Oh, yeah, and the arrows are built. So, yeah, there we go. There, see? Now they're matching. I'm hitting my X button to flip back and forth between the two colors I have going on down here. And you can see that they're the same color. There. That's how that works. So now I can... can actually drop the opacity on this a lot, even though I just went through all that effort to do that. Because I can rebuild. Burp. This is just, oh my God. This is going to be so, yeah, no kidding. She's a great cook. She will only cook if she feels joy. She refuses to cook if she is not full of joy. And I think that is an amazing part of her just being an amazing person. Thank you, Felicity Abbott. That was an amazing contribution that I think we all can appreciate. God, this is turning out great. I am super, super pleased with the aesthetics here. It is. I'm going to be, since I've got new mechanics for the color mana that I want to implement. I am going to be rebuilding the books, all the books that I've already built. I know that it's not necessarily productive to go back and redo your work, but when you find a better way to do what you do, what else are you gonna do? You gotta do. So that's what I'm gonna do, and I am learning. I am learning a better life here right now. So I am very much looking forward to whatever is next. is this? What the hell's going on? Oh, yeah, that's right. There, resized. I kind of want to push it up like that, but it's going to eat into the space too much, so I'm going to have to let it go. Not the right thing to do. We'll just do it like that instead. Yerp, yerp, yerp. Duplicate the layer, and we're going to. Oh, wait, no. That's the wrong thing to do. What I need to do first is. Not bad. That's what I needed to do. Now I can duplicado. Shunt it over. Yeah, and then merge down, and then we duplicado again, and then we shunt it on over. That lines up. Yeah. And then we merge that down, and then we duplicado. We shift it on over again. This is the job. Just keep doing the job. Get the job done. It's going to be amazing. There we go. I don't think I like this song. Let's go down and destroy it. Get the hell out of here. Cool. That looks so good. It looks so good. Oh my god, I'm so happy. So good. So good. So good. We are almost done. Oh my god, we're almost done. That is ridiculous. Oh man, this is shaping up very, very nicely. Checking our sizing. Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, the arrows are a little get in the way a little bit. Almost. Actually, no. How about that? They fit. That's cool. Okay, it fits. And besides, it's just a playmat, so it doesn't really matter if things get put over. You just gotta know, what you're putting into position where. So, all burned. So, let's see. Yeah, and you're gonna flip things over. So I don't think that's a problem that would overlap like that. That's a pretty good problem to have if you're 20th level. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then so I can fancy up here, and I can fancy up here. Yeah, like if you're not actually using playmats and you just wanted to mark stuff up, you could always just like with a pencil, you've got 20, and then you've got 18, and then you burn through that, and then it's like you tap 16, you got 1, 2, 3, or you can do like A, F, F for like 1 air and 2 fire. And so then that takes your mana pool down from 18 to 15. And then when you untap, you burn the fire, you get the air back, and that takes you back to 16. But you'd have it's so much easier to do it with visuals. But I think that probably means I need to have I don't know. Maybe I want to have air, earth, fire, water, The tokens is really the best way to do it, but what you could do is one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And so you've tallied off how much mana you have. So if I'm going to cast, let's say I cast Fireball, I'm going to say I want to burn 1 here and 2 water. So then I've got 1, 2, 3 down here. And it doesn't matter what the color are down here because it's already burned. Once it's burned, it's gone. And when you refresh, either with a short or a long rest, you recycle it back in. And then let's say you finish a short rest, and you can be like, I want to take those 3 mana and I want to add them here. So yeah, I think I need to have that little tally over here on the side so that folks can easily tally stuff. But then if you're using tokens, the tokens would just sit on top of it, and that should be fine. I don't think that's going to be a problem. But I think the tally idea is going to work. Because like if you're going to, we got 1, what do you got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Right. So and let's say I'm going to cast Clinch of the North Wind, which is 2 mana, air, and devoted to air. So I'm going to go air, and let's say I go with and then fire here, and then I erase that there, and then if I untap it, I dismiss it before the guy dies, or before I lose concentration, or he manages to save. So I dismiss it. That's still, I'm going to be able to refund 1 air. So I go here, and then I still have to burn the fire. So there. So now I'm down to here. So it's going to be, it's like I said, it's so much easier to use the little tokens. But I actually have, when I was playtesting all of this, I actually went out and bought a crap load of colored dice. So, and I use D6s. So I put when it's a physical map, or when it's a physical play mat, you print it out as a page, and I just use colored D6s. But you could also use, since there's 5 colors, you can use a D4, D6, D8, D10, and D12 for the different colors if you don't have enough colors. But I also provide the mana tokens so that you can just print those out. And I provide black and white versions of them too, so that you don't have to print in color. It's just the icons that are black with no circle or no background. So it's super easy for you just to cut out little squares of the tokens and just print them out and then just put them on your map. But if you'd rather use colored D6s, or if you want to use the 5 dice sizes, then you can do that too. Air as a D4 makes sense, and then earth is square, so air earth is a D6, and then fire is the D8, and then you can use water as like a D20 or a D12, something that's different enough. Like a D20 would probably make the most sense because it's circular. But you can just have a wad of dice sitting in your key pool, so you can just look at it at a glance instead of having the tokens. You just know what shapes you use, so that you know which ones you're using. So there's a lot of different ways to hash it out. But I think these hash marks are going to work just fine. So that is I just always use the tokens. So I never really or dice. I never really think about it. Online, digitally, I use tokens on the table when I'm actually building things and I'm actually pushing men around and playing. It's colored D6s. So I bought 100 of each color, so I've got 500 D6s. It's a mess, but it's fun. It's super fun. So yeah, that is absolutely the right way to go. So. I mean, you gotta do the thing, you know. You gotta actually play it. You gotta play with it as intended. And if I'm testing new mechanics, it really helps to actually have the physical thing there, so you're actually manipulating it, so you can actually feel how it plays. And it's a lot of fun moving the colors back and forth when you're tapping and untapping, and then pushing them down into your burn pool when they're gone. And then when you rest, you just push them all back up into your mana pool. It's a prompt. You just push them all back into your pool. It's really satisfying to play that way. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, a full caster like a wizard has 80 mana at 20th level, and a sorcerer has 20 sorcery points. And the way that the core mechanics is listed is that you can convert sorcery points into color mana. Instead of gaining spell slots, you convert the sorcery points into colored mana. And so you theoretically would have, you could theoretically be like mono white, and a mono white sorcerer could theoretically have 100 white mana. So you have to have 100 mana. So that means I have to have 100 d6s. If I'm going to play a 20th level white sorcerer, then I got to have the dice for it. You just got to be able to push them around. So, which is why it's so much easier just to cut out and build and just have the tokens. I mean, I'm one of the only DMs I know that actually plays the 20th level, so it's a rare air. But like I said, my team is 14th level right now, and they're gonna push their way up in the 20th. And I got a druid on the team. The ranger half casters get 40. And then the Arcane Trickster, third casters, they get 20. So it's 20, 40, 80 is the scale for how much mana they get using this system, their full payload. So, but yeah, so I think I know the rest of the direction I need to go. I need to look at, oh God, this is so fun. Tap, lock, untap, burn. So those are the four mechanics. You got untap, you got burn, you got tap and lock. I'm thinking tap, lock, maybe how do I want to parse this out? Oh, the bots are out in force today. Cheers to you, bots. Coffee time. BRB. Let's see. Yeah, it's a little. I don't know. Do I need to have both tap and lock written there, or do I just need to have tap? I don't know. I'm not sure what the right way to do this is. Let me ruminate on this. Maybe if it's just... Am I content with that? Oh, that's the way to do it. Hold on. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. What do I got going on over here? Excuse me. There we go. This should work. This should work. Yeah, like that. That'll work. Bitchin'. Yeah, that feels like the right place for that. Oh, God, this is coming together. This is just coming together. All right, I am almost to the point where I'm going to be playing in Photoshop or playing in Word to build text. So almost there. Like once I lay in the text, I know the font sizes, then I'll be able to come back in and properly calibrate where things are sitting. But for now that I know how that's supposed to be sitting. Like, I don't have to have these arrows specifically positioned there. Like, I can push those arrows up further if I need more space for, like, tap, lock. But I think, like, tap/lock is the right way to do it. And then I'll have to build the... yeah, so I'm going to... I think I'm going to just do this a little bit further. And then I'm probably going to log out for a while and then build this and then jump back in. Probably take a break. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not quite yet, but I'm getting there. I'm going to probably take a break here in a little bit. This is the way. Merge down. Duplicado. Push. Merge down. Duplicado. Push. Now, merge down. Duplicado. Merge down. Duplicado. My inanity is setting in. I can sense it. Duplicado. Merge down. Beep, 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 beep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's pretty choice. Huh. Maybe the right decision is to leave that open. So you can write in air, earth, fire, water, or you can write in blue, red, green. And then you can tally your own for yourself, however you want to do it. That actually, I think, makes a lot more sense. I shouldn't be, because this is going to be. So maybe what I need to do. Oh, yeah. Paradigm. Maybe that makes sense. You got your key pool. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think that makes sense. So that's what we're going to do. This is coming along really nicely. Oh my god. This all just is just falling into place all by itself. This is so gorgeous. Thank you. I am pretty pleased. Pretty pleased. Oh, I ran out of music. Let's make more music. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. God, elegant. Just pleased. I could not be more pleased. This is an example of where I am more of a witness than a creator. This is an example of just how things fall into place and how awesome it is to watch it. Watch it. Yeesh. Pew. This is how the job gets done. Oh, that makes sense. I can do that. Hold on. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, that lines up. That feels pretty good. All right, trick shot. Could not be more pleased. That's pretty fun. Let's see. Where is my square? Oh, I know. I'm pretty damn sure I have a... There it is. Whoa, 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 whoa. No, no, no. What are you doing there, buddy? Window equals brush settings equals spacing none blank. Yeah, that's a good fade. That is a good fade. I'm pretty pleased with that. Yeah, I think So that's what we've got so far. So it's going to be key playmat, level, total key, paradigm, untap, tap/burn, tap/lock, burn, short or long rest. Short or long rest. 1, 2. No. Yeah. No. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then with a slash underneath it, 2, 5, 9, 13, 17, like in parentheses. And then key pool. And then I think I'm done. And then I would drop in the text to make sure that it sits right. And then I would come back in here to make sure it's sitting properly. Boom, 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 boom. Wow. This, wow. I am pleased. It looks freaking cool. I don't know. Is that? I guess we'll find out. I guess. Yeah. I guess we'll find out. Hold on. An easy way for me to tell if this makes sense or not is for me to take a piece of 8.5 by 11. And because I have a 32-inch monitor, so what I can do is I can put the piece of paper. I put the piece of paper on my screen, and then I take the Mana playmat and I resize it. I zoom in so I know what the real, like the literal size of it is on the page. Whoops, go down like that. Here, I'll show you. Oh, no, you can't. Hold on. Let me... Background is glitching out. I don't know how to get rid of my background currently. My chroma cam's acting weird. I would very much like to show, but you get it though. It's I got the hello. I got the piece of paper which keeps vanishing. So I got a piece of paper here. It's 8.5 by 11, and I've got a huge monitor. So I just lined up the piece of paper. Like that. So I can see that this is the literal size of paper that I'm dealing with. Air, earth, fire, water. Or I can just go A, E, F, W. Or if I'm going to have paradigm here, then it'd be air, earth, fire, water. Do you think I should label this as paradigm, or do you think this is just, or do you think it's okay just to be blank and have those spots be filled in? Maybe it would make sense to label it so that people know what it is that they're actually doing there. Where did I go? Oh, here I am. Hello. Maybe I want to have... Yeah, thank you. So, oh yeah, okay, and then I can just have that be. I can just extend that line. Crap! Now I gotta recalibrate my lines. Ugh. That's why I shouldn't get too far down the rabbit hole without actually getting my text inserted. The spacing seems plenty good, though. That should be plenty sufficient space. So, no problem there. Okay. Okay. I see my way through this. Not quite. Okay, that makes sense. So now here and here, and oh, oops. Okay, so what do I need to do? I need to... feels right. Yeah, right. And then I can reposition those underlines wherever they need to be. I think I'm at the point that I need to start futzing around with text, so I know exactly how this thing is supposed to sit. Obviously, I've got the idea right. This is all sitting in position where it needs to be. Right now, I just need to get text on the page. So that is what I am going to do. I am going to, what is it, 9:20? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end stream here for now, and I'm going to go play with some text, and I'll be back later on today to adjust this if necessary. And if all this is sitting the way that it's supposed to, I will have this ready. So I'm going to actually, you know what? I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to finish this up. This is basically what it's supposed to be. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to go offline so I can mess around with the text. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to mess around with the text, and then I'll probably just clean it up. And then once it's, after I get done with the text, and then I clean up the line work to fit in with it, then I'll probably just post the finished playmat as a on my Twitter, just as a sneak preview. So yeah, I think this has been a really productive stream. I think this is a really great place for me to stop. I am thrilled with how simple this is. So simple. And then of course I'll have the explanation video that I'll build where I can sit and I can push this stuff around. So I think that'll help lock that all in, and then I'll be able to put a link to the explanation video on the product page, And yeah, that should do fine. Absolutely. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you sticking around. I hope your bread turns out well, and I hope your friend loves it. And so I think that, I guess the next thing I'm going to be doing is, and then I have to do all the stringing and then all the linked stuff in the Word document before I export it as a PDF. So I think this is the last stream. I think this is a wrap on the stream for the art production. So the next stuff I'm going to be doing on stream regarding this is the walkthrough, is the final product walkthrough. So thanks a lot. I really appreciate you being here, and this is where I'm going to cut. So catch you later. Bye.